Welcome to Disembodied Screams. Spoilers, possibly, maybe. Proceed with caution if you care at all about this movie. I mean, it's been out for a bit, so hard not to spoil it. And happy Friday the 13th. This will be dropping on Friday the 13th. I managed to get Jason X out last month on Friday the 13th. Getting the remake out this month on Friday the 13th. And this will almost close up the loop of Friday the 13th because the next one is Freddy versus Jason. So, with all that said, let's get started with the haiku, and then I'll dive into some history of Jason's mask for this remake. All right, hope you enjoyed that haiku. Now, the history of Jason's mask, according to horrorfandom.com, it states, in this film, Jason acquires his mask after his burlap sack is removed after a brief fight with Donnie. It appears similar to the one from Part 3, although the eye holes are shaped slightly different and are closer together. It is also more dirty and worn out, and the triangles are peeling off. So there you go, pretty brief. Not a lot there to dive into, but it gives you a little bit of history and gives you kind of an idea of what you're seeing when you watch this movie. Notes go on to say it, which is a great remake. This came out at the tail end of the remake boom, and it's a highlight from that time and space. Probably top 10 remake. I would say top 10, maybe top 5 remake. It was a solid remake that came out during that big boom. Nightmare on Elm Street, not so much. But if you haven't seen it in a bit, go ahead and revisit it because it's solid from start to finish. But I do think Dawn of the Dead, that remake, is probably the best of that whole remake genre. My notes say I haven't seen it in a while, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it. But of those remakes, I think Dawn of the Dead definitely is one of the stars, if not the star. Notes also say back to this remake, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Simply put, it works from start to finish. Are there flaws? Sure. It's horny. Is that a flaw? Not sure, but the horniness is so abundant that it almost gets annoying at times. Characters are constantly talking about sexual things, and I'm no prude, but I was like getting a little bit annoyed at times with all the stuff that was going on. Even the sex scenes are probably the most gratuitous we've ever gotten in this franchise. And I was trying to think of the most gratuitous in this franchise. And Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, and Part 5, A New Beginning, probably had the most horniness next to this one. So comment below if you agree. Part 9, Part 5, and this one are the horny ones. If you can think of other ones, let me know that as well. Notes go on to say Jason looks awesome in that burlap sack or in that iconic hockey mask. And he looks like a beast too, nothing to screw around with. He's tall and muscular. He could easily do some permanent bodily damage if you wanted to. Derek Mears did a great job in this role. We all miss the OG Kane Hodder, but Derek Mears did a great job. Really like what he did. Cast is good enough. You know, they read their lines very, very well. They pick up a script and they read very well. But Jarrett Padalecki did do a fine job in the lead role, more of the standout in this cast. But they're mostly there for nudity and kills, which are very solid. You know, when blonde douchebag dude gets pinned to the back of that truck and driven off to points unknown. Series highlight. I was also partial to the boat kill. You know, when that guy driving the boat gets socked in the eye with the arrow. I was like, okay. You know, when that girl's on the back following along, you know, I mean, come on. There are plenty of other good kills and blood in this one, too. If you go in for it just for the kills and the blood, you will not be disappointed. Movie is shot good enough by Marcus Nispel. Story and script are okay as well. I mean, I do like the story and script in this one. I like how they brought Jason into this and his mom into this, and that was really cool stuff. Only thing I got to say about Marcus's direction is a bit herky-jerky at times. Fights are not always cohesive, but direction is solid enough to get your point across throughout the film. kind of in that time and place when this came out, when all those herky jerky movies were popular, it seems like, in the action genre. Overall, I think this one is up there with some of the best in the series. And that's it. What are your thoughts about the Friday the 13th remake? One of the best in the remake era, one of the best Friday the 13th movies. You know, there's an argument there for being one of the best of the Friday the 13th movies. Let me know all that in the comments below, and pick up that machete and hack away at that like button until it bleeds. Let YouTube know this dude is doing some good stuff. All right. Take care and have a good one, and happy Friday the 13th.